Hi there, thanks for listening. It's Lee Farnell here in How to Lead Your Best Life. Now, if you're talking about leading your best life, you really do need to have a good understanding and be using this tool if you're in business or want to grow your career or want to optimize your revenue profit potential. Stay tuned. Well, this particular tip I want to give you came about, or I know about it intellectually, but my comfort zone and every part of me wants to run away from it. And I know that's the case with a lot of people who are consultants or professionals who love doing the work, but don't necessarily like getting the work, that is, being a rainmaker. Now, one of my mentors and a superhero in the area of professional services and consulting coaching is a guy by the name of Alan Weiss. He's been around for years. He's got fantastic books on million-dollar consulting and the Consultant's Bible. And today I was reading just a page and a saying just jumped off the page and resonated with me. I just want to read it to you right now, what the one sentence was that he said. He said, see networking as an investment. See networking as an investment. Now, when I say the word networking, what do you think of? Networking, eating biscuits, standing up, making small talk with people, no business ever coming from it, walking home with a pile of business cards and nothing ever happening. Well, he says in this article, and I suggest you Google it, how to network successfully, most professionals don't have a clue about how to network because they view it as an opportunity to sell rather than to market, that is, to pre-position themselves. Now, I've got to say, pretty much every client that I'm working with right now has come about as a result of networking. When I say networking, going to an event or speaking at an event or co-running an event. In one of our groups, we call it lift up. It's the Swedish word for to lift up, to raise up. And in fact, it's for local businesses, it's for business people in business to not just network, but we're facilitating it in such a really dynamic way to actually help people in a very active way grow their business. We actually call it a local business hothouse. Like a greenhouse with there's heat, there's moisture, there's energy, and people are transforming and growing. But look, that's an aside. If you want to find out about Lifter, then go to our Facebook page or our LinkedIn page, LYFTA. Fantastic. But here are some ideas that Alan Weiss talks about in this article, which, another guy called Ron Gibson's built his whole career on teaching professionals how to network and does a great job at it. But it really is a set of skills it's worth and strategies it's worth, and I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. That's what happens in these podcasts. Often I'm literally talking aloud and I'm talking to myself. I am not the perfect consultant. I'm good at what I do. In fact, we've made fantastic results for over 400 clients over 40 years. But I am, the Japanese have a term, I can say I'm a beginner, I'm a learner. The Japanese have a term called soshin, beginner's mind. It's a Buddhist term, Zen Buddhist term of stay like a beginner. The beginner's mind, that you're always willing to learn, willing to be curious, as distinct from judgmental, sitting on high as if you already know everything. Danger, danger, that's your ego talking, mate. There's, as even Einstein said, the more I learn I don't know. And here, when it comes to networking, here's an idea. Learn who's going to be likely at the event. If you can get the participants list or a brochure or the names of committee members, start working out who's going to be there and who would be some good people to talk to. So you're actually planning in advance a list of prospects or targets to actually talk to rather than just roll up and hope, which of course is what I've done in most cases. If you can find people, like literally by chance, as one of the clients, I literally was, as I was walking in and registering I met this guy and we started talking and he said, we need to talk. And off the back of that, we had a meeting, and off the back of that became a plan and a proposal. And off the back of that, here we are with a 90-day sales training, sales boosting program, which is just fantastic. And of course, as Weiss says, begin with casual conversations to just identify people. Who's here? Let's just talk and bounce around and find people. And you might want to introduce yourself, ask them about their website or people you might have known. There's some great things that Weiss talks about here, but it starts with a casual conversation. And don't describe about your work. Ask them about their business. What are people's favourite topic? Themselves. Later on, when you're one-on-one with the person, go deeper, but don't do it in a group. You want to engage people and just be talking at a superficial level in broad terms. And again, there's a whole set of skills there, but your goal is to eventually get one-on-one with those target group customers, prospects, to offer them something of value based on what you heard or what you know. If the person's a potential buyer has mentioned a problem, then you might suggest a book or something you've already got, or a web page or a blog article, and then of course follow up. And the other thing is, when you're exchanging your business cards, don't provide them with a whole pile of books and materials on the day. Just swap with cards and then do some following up. As you said, follow up next morning with what you promised, whether it be an article or a blog post or a free report. And then in a week or so, follow up again. How was it? Did it work for you? Is there something that we can do to help? Would you like to get together for a coffee? In a few more weeks later, you might follow up again. It's about touching base and again thanking them for their interest in what you do, and looking to see would they like to get together for a coffee or a lunch or a dinner. There are so many great steps that Weiss talks about, but as you said, it's not about working the room, but more about establishing how you can be of value to that person, the people you're talking to. Want to find out more? Touch base with us and let's actually analyse and develop and build your networking muscles. But as we says, networking is not an expense. Networking is an investment. You've got to be in circulation. If you want cash flow, you need lead flow. And if you need lead flow, you need meeting flow. And meeting flow comes from networking. Even as I say it, my comfort zone goes, no, isn't there a better way? Can't it all be done over the internet where you don't have to talk to people? If you're in the people business, the professional services business, where you're selling your brain power and your intellectual capital, one way or another, you need to get in circulation, meet with people, talk, and build that into your weekly and monthly routine, your regimen. And of course, the other thing is, stepping out of the comfort zone, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get doing it. Now, the other side of that is, if you can do it where there's no alcohol, as in it's breakfast or lunch, that's of course better than in the evenings, because in my case, I want to go training in the mornings, and I also want to stay healthy, and I also want to go to bed early at night. So how do you balance a healthy lifestyle with networking? That's a topic for another conversation. But in the meantime, see networking as an investment and build a networking system so that you get conversation flow, which leads to lead flow, which leads to deal flow, which leads to cash flow. Want to find out more? Touch base with us. I'm Lee Farnell, and I hope this helps you lead your best life. Thanks for listening.